Hey YouTubers, got a great question for you before we get started with this week's episode. Did any of your bucks survive the first rifle or shotgun season, right?
Yeah,
that's always the question you
half
have.
Of the year. I know a lot of my deer are either missing, killed by neighbors, or hit by cars. But I think there's a few left for me to chase, hopefully late season. So guys, let us know if any of the neighbors or any of the cars have got your bucks or if they're still out there. Guys, we appreciate you watching the channel as always. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and leave your comments below.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Bowhunt or Die. I have finally crawled out of my hole. I wish it was me dragging a big buck, but that has yet to happen. Yes. For sure. I'm starting to feel like, I was sending pictures to my wife of my refrigerator out at my man cave there where it was like, I was down to nothing. I felt like...
Well, they do have grocery stores.
I know, but I just was like so into finding my bucks, which...
Well, yeah, I thought I've had a rough season. Todd's definitely had a rough season so far. But guys, as you can see on the table in front of us, we've got a new spread of Bowhunt or Die gear. It is, when this episode is airing, it is Black Friday. Guys, we're running a bunch of special sales on the website. We've got t-shirts, hats, we've got sweatshirts that Todd's got on over here.
What about the one you got on?
Well, we've got two new snapback designs. So we got the all black one, and then we've got the camo version as well. So those are the two BHOD icon designs, and then we've got these 4 new logo hats. We've got the 3 men's styles down here.
What about youth, man? Come on,
have this one in a
youth.
We have this one in a youth hat as well, and we've got 2 new beanies for late season. We've got the gray and the classic black one with the Bowhunt or Die. So guys, make sure you log on to bowhunting.com/gear. All the details are there. A lot of new cool stuff, a lot of great deals going on for the holiday season. So make sure you check it out.
Well, Justin, not to stop you there, there's a lot of great stuff with Black Friday coming, but man, thank goodness for me and you that our team is just,
if this was the Todd and Justin only show, it'd be pretty boring.
We'd be out of business right now, boys. I mean, we've been working hard. It's not like Justin and I haven't been working out there trying to find some good video action for you, but our team has been kicking butt this year. Yeah. So enough with that being said, let's get an update from Justin. Let's join and see what Matt Miller has to say. And most importantly, man, Daryl Bell putting 2 bucks down, showing me and you up.
Yeah, no doubt. So guys, let's hop into the hunts now. Well, good afternoon, guys. November 16th, day before firearm season, and out here at my lease trying to get a deer shot, or killed anyways. Be honest with you guys, it's been a horrible season for me. Started off pretty good. I got my son out on his first couple hunts. We sat in a ground blind. He managed to see his first deer while we were hunting, a little 1.5 year old. So that was good, and then it's been kind of all downhill since there. Most of, early and mid-October didn't really see many or any deer. And then Matt Miller and I went to Kansas for 3 days. Unfortunately, we ran into super warm temperatures in the high 70s the first couple days. And then the last day, it was super windy. We're like 30, 40 mile an hour winds. We could barely even hunt. I saw 3 deer in 3 days. I think Matt saw 4 or 5. Neither one of us saw a buck. Just seems like the deer numbers in that particular area of Kansas are just, I don't know, either the deer numbers are super low or we're just really bad hunters. But man, we could not find a deer to save our lives. A lot of driving, a lot of walking, a lot of scouting, just not a lot of deer. So we ended up pulling the plug on the second half of that trip, which was supposed to actually start tomorrow. We decided to stay home instead. We both got young kids at home, and we decided it wasn't worth the trip back for such a little amount of deer that we saw. So after we got back from Kansas, hunted mostly local to home on October 27th, which was a Friday afternoon. I did shoot a nice 4-year-old buck that we call Tommy Boy, but unfortunately the entire encounter from start to finish was just an absolute debacle. Forgot to turn on the main camera, so I didn't even get it on film. Luckily, I did turn my Tacticam on, so I got the Tacticam footage anyways, but unfortunately I did not kill that deer. I hit him super low. I think I just grazed off the bottom of him, maybe stuck him in the opposite side leg. Blood wasn't that great, and we never found him, and we did confirm that he was still alive. Almost 2.5 weeks later, we actually saw him. I saw him. Tommy and Matt and I were out, and we saw him, all three of us together. So he's definitely still alive, and he was looking pretty good. So hoping to maybe get a crack at him before the end of the year. The big buck, Quagmire, that I passed last year, we haven't seen him on trail camera since the end of October. So I have no idea where he's at, if he's alive, if he's dead, if he's just off chasing does. Only time will tell. So that's a little frustrating. It's been about 2.5 weeks since we got any pictures of him. I did have an encounter with a real big 3-year-old on that farm we call Flanagan. Rattled him in one night. Actually thought it was Quagmire when I rattled to him. Turns out it wasn't him. Great big 3-year-old. Hopefully he makes it till next year. And that's really about it, guys. I missed a coyote at 50 yards one night. I think he ducked my arrow right at the last second. And then a buck that got away. So that's been the story of my season so far. Not very exciting. Most of my hunts I haven't even seen deer. So let's hope that changes tonight. It can only take a couple seconds and turn it all around. So a couple hours till dark. The bucks are definitely on their feet moving, looking for does. So let's hope tonight's the night. Well, that's what you call a heartbreaker right there. That's the buck we are looking for. Big 9-pointer, big wide 9-pointer. Last couple days he's been in here. Trail cameras, he's been all over these scrapes around this food plot, but he came out across from me tonight just like I thought he was going to do. I mean, perfect. Hit the scrapes on that point. I thought he was going to come into these beans. I had him down here at 41 yards, but just wasn't 100% sure I could get the arrow through there. There's a couple branches kind of hanging down, and I was worried about the arc of the arrow accidentally hitting a branch. I just wasn't sure. And when he was facing into the beans, I thought, okay, perfect, he's going to come right in front of me. All he had to do was take a couple more steps and would have been wide open, but he just sat on the edge of those beans and ate, and then went back in the woods behind me, actually headed down this hill where I shot Hitch a couple years ago. So it is what it is. Game of inches, they say. Hey guys, Matt Miller here in Northern Illinois. It's Sunday, I think it's November 19th. It's the last day of the very first shotgun season of the year. And I'm out here behind my house tonight hunting for a doe with my bow. That's why I'm wearing all the orange tonight, but thought I'd give you guys another update. It's been it's been a couple months since my last update when you guys watched me shoot Nacho on opening day here in Illinois. And since then, I had quite a few really nice deer on that property, and since then they're all gone. Not sure what happened. My number one buck on that property that I shared with you guys on that episode was a deer. I was calling him Comanche, giant horse of a deer. Not the biggest antlers, but just, a giant body on him. And I had him on camera pretty regularly for probably a good week and a half to 2 weeks after opening day. And unfortunately, I didn't go after him when I should have, and I kind of stayed out of the property, waiting to the rut and trying to let things rest and cool down a little bit. And that proved to be a big mistake because Comanche and every other deer that I wanted to hunt on that property is now gone, and I'm not sure what happened. Not sure if the neighbors shot them, not sure if they just relocated chasing does. It's a property that traditionally doesn't hold a lot of does, so I'm kind of thinking that's maybe what happened, but who knows. I did film on that property just an absolute gorgeous 3.5-year-old buck that I'm calling Gringo. It's a deer I watched a few times over the summer. He's a mainframe 7x6. He's one of those deer that, if he has the opportunity to get to be 4 or 5 years old, he could potentially be a world-class deer. I'm guessing this year he was probably in the low to mid 150s, and I didn't really get a shot at him. I probably could have called him in and made a shot happen, but we wanted to try and give him one more year this year, but it was pretty cool to be able to watch him up close and personal. Other than my hunting lease, Justin and I did go to Kansas this year. I think it was the 3rd week of October, and what we ended up getting into there, we didn't anticipate at all. There was a lot of hunting pressure in the area that we had scouted previously, and we really didn't anticipate that, to be honest. It was almost reminiscent of my days growing up hunting public property in Pennsylvania and New York and the states like Vermont as well. Every piece that Justin and I scouted when we went there last April to film his turkey hunt, when we got back there this October, there was tree stands and trail cams, and they were just completely covered up with pressure. So we struggled through, I think, 3 or 4 days of hunting, really didn't see much for deer. And we actually elected to not go back, for the second trip we had planned actually this week. We just felt we'd be better off refocusing our efforts on Illinois, and both of us have tags left for Illinois, so we kind of felt that would be a better option at this point. So the game plan right now, guys, is we still have a lot of season left, and while it's not the most fun part of season to hunt, that late part of season when we get these extreme cold weather patterns is probably one of the best times to really kill a mature deer, when they're going to be most consistent with their patterns. And that hunting lease that I have, while they're not there right now, I'm very hopeful that those bucks are going to come back onto that property when the rut is done. I've got a lot of food in the ground on that property. And really, I'm kind of waiting on a cold front here in the next few weeks. Once the rut cools down and those bucks start to come back into their home ranges, I definitely have the food. We put all of the work in there and found a lot of shed antlers there this spring, so I'm kind of thinking it's probably a property that holds deer over the winter, but only time will tell. So with that said, guys, I'm going to get settled in for the rest of my hunt tonight. I've got some empty space in the freezer, and we're going to try and shoot a doe tonight. So over the next few weeks, we'll give you guys some more updates, but stick with us, and, thanks for watching. Bow hunt or die, guys.
I am not your forefathers' broadhead. I am 4 ultra-sharp blades of blistering precision. I am 3 devastating inches of cutting trauma. I am a 100-grain testament to American ingenuity. I am a bulletproof storm of unleashed fury. I am the Spitfire double cross, and failure is not an option. NAP. Hunt with confidence.
Alright guys, we're back in here this morning. We're tucked in pretty close to a bedding area. It's October 28th. We're surrounded by fresh fine. Shrubs everywhere. It rained all day yesterday. It was 55 when it started raining at about 2 or 3 o'clock yesterday, and it's 32 degrees now, and it stopped raining about 3 hours ago. So, couldn't dream up better weather conditions for the end of October. It's the first hard cold front, first 30-degree temperatures we've had, and the pressure's going to peak out about 10 o'clock, 9 or 10 o'clock, at the highest pressure we've had for the 2017 season. So, we're going to sit back, be quiet, see if we can't get it done. We are pretty close to a bedding area, so I'm going to make it a little aggressive with some calling and see if we can't make something happen, pull something out of that bedding area. So stick with me, Bowhunt or die.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was just texting my hunting partner, complaining about how slow it was. Oh my God. I cannot believe that just happened. Oh my God. That shot looked back. Oh man. I don't know. I have no idea about that shot. I think it hung on this shirt collar. I strained it when I shot. There's another buck right there. He just ran up the hill. It hung on my shirt collar. It looked back and maybe a little high. I'm gonna have to review the footage. I gotta make a phone call.
Alright guys, we just got back in over here to the farm. We're going to cross the creek and slip in here and see if we can't pick up the blood trail on that buck we shot earlier this morning. We gave him a good bit of time, so hopefully he just went down that finger and bedded down. But we're going to slip in here real quiet, glass down that ridge finger, and see what we can't see. So let's get with it.
Shot, it's covered in good blood. There he is right there. Yeah, here. Stay back a little bit.
Alright guys, here he is. He really didn't go all that far. We went about 75 yards or so and he was dead in his bed. It was definitely a liver shot and a little gut on the backside, but I guess it turned out well. He didn't go far. But we're gonna get him cleaned up and get him off the farm, and Wyatt's gonna go grab it, get in a tree this afternoon. I don't have a tag anymore. So I will see you guys in Ohio. Bowhunt or die.
outside right now than I've seen it in 3 days. So hopefully with that weather going and the cold weather moving in, it puts these deer on their feet. I have yet to see a deer. Saw 5 turkeys and saw a guy walking through the property on the easement, but that's about it. Looked up and this deer came back across the creek. I hit him high. I had my sight rolled to 30 yards and had my sight rolled to 30 yards. I aimed low, but I still hit him a little high. That's a giant 8-point. Oh my God. Yes! God. I've worked so hard for that deer. That's the first deer I've seen in Ohio. I've been here for 2 days. I've hunted all day long. I've put in easy 20 hours, 24 hours in the stand in 2 days. And I shot the biggest buck of my life. I just shot the biggest buck of my life. I'm about to lose it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's awesome. We're not giving this deer any time. He's dead right there. I'm gonna get out and take a look at him here in a minute. Alright guys, we just got down out of the tree. As you saw, that deer fell right there, so I wanted to get down real quick and try to get some footage of him before it gets too dark. So we're gonna slip over there to him real quick. After he fell, he flipped around there for a second and he got turned over, so I ran another arrow up in him and he didn't make it 15 seconds after that. So let's go and take a look at him. Alright guys, here he is. We just got him all cleaned up a little bit. I do not know if this is the first deer that we passed. I have no idea. I hit a grunt call and a bleat right after that deer. And this deer came from the other side of the creek, so I really don't know if it was him or not. I think it might be. Either way, I'm happy with him. He's the biggest buck I've ever shot, and that puts me 2 Midwest states tagged out this year, so I think I'm done up here. So we're going to get him cleaned up and get him out of here. We're going to head back down south and see if we can't get it done in Alabama. So until I see you guys next time, bow hunt or die.
You know, Justin, you know, Daryl's probably the newest rookie on our team for sure, right? And I mean, there's just something about watching that excitement, you know, from
He's young.
him.
Daryl reminds me of me when I was that age. You know, he's young.
I'm
he's
like, give me a little bit of
enthusiastic.
that back. I mean, he is just
man.
pumped up in the stand.
Well,
I mean,
having a heck of a season. I mean, for him, and I think that's 4 deer on camera that he's put down now for the show. Definitely in the running for the show, like in total in the last 8 years, or for this year? Because this year it's a big.
I think we're both 0. No, I got 1.
Yeah, you did get a nice one. You killed an elk, an antelope, and a good whitetail. I have yet to harvest anything other than a couple turkeys this year. But guys, congratulations to Daryl. A couple great hunts that he had there, both you know, out of state in Kentucky as well as Ohio. I know he's back home now, hunting Alabama and Florida. Yeah. So hopefully we see some more from him before the season ends.
I could tell. I just don't think he's want to give up. He's going. He's still hunting.
He's got that tenacity, man. He's ready to go, and he's riding high. You know, when you're killing stuff, it's easy to keep going hunting. When you hunt for 45 days straight and don't kill anything, it gets a little bit harder to get out of bed in the morning.
I agree with that.
You know, as far as my season and Matt's goes, man, I tell you, I was hoping for a lot better of a season than I've had so far. But to be honest, I had an opportunity at one of my hit list bucks, and I just flat out screwed it up.
What happened there? Come on, man.
I just rushed it. I just totally rushed it. I was in my stand. My brain was walking back to the truck already when that deer showed up.
That
caught me
happens.
off guard, and I just couldn't pull it together.
I put my bow down. That's what I do. I lower it down.
Yeah, I mean, there was plenty of light. I mean, it's not like I was out of light, legal or camera light, but I was freezing to death. It was windy, and I was like, I can't wait to get out of this tree. Hunting is stupid. And then I looked down, and there's a deer, and I just my brain had a meltdown, and it was no good. And then that last one, I had him at 40 yards, and I could have shot him, but I had every reason to believe he was going to come into that bean plot. I had a scrape right under me. He had just worked 2 nights earlier, so I'm like, great. Why take a 40-yard shot when he's going to give me a 15 or 20-yard shot? And he just never did. So it is what it is. Still plenty of season left. Still plenty of food, just like what Matt said.
Yeah,
late season, these deer are a little bit more patternable. So
let's talk about that
stuff
stuff for a second. Because Matt mentioned something in his video there where his lease goes bad. It's like sometimes you're waiting for the rut to kick in, and it's a killer because it's like that balance between how much vacation time do I have, how much can I hunt, and even if I have a lot of time to hunt, can I handle hunting every single day? Because man, it gets wearing. I mean, the elements, the rain, you're staying out there, you're getting up early, you mentally you're not seeing deer, and then of course to what Matt's saying, it's interesting because like his spot there, he had a killer spot, but bam, the rut comes and it's like.
Well, that's how my one spot where my big deer quagmire is. I'm missing 4 good racked bucks. Him being one of them. 3 other 2 and 3 year old up and coming deer that we've been keeping an eye on. They literally have all vanished. I can't believe that they're all dead. I don't think they all got killed, but the question is, where did they go? I know, just like Matt, I don't have a lot of does on my properties, so I think these bucks have left to go look for does.
That's their job. That's what they do.
Hopeful that they're going to come back before the end of the season. But yeah, it's been an interesting year for all of us. Guys, next up, we're going to hop back into our Lancaster Archery arrow building segment. This week, PJ Riley's talking about indexing your arrow shaft, so let's take a look at that now.
Hey guys, we're continuing our arrow build, and what we're going to do is we're going to index our arrow. So before we fletch, we want to know which way the arrow wants to naturally spin coming off the bow. Since we're building our own arrows, we're going to fletch using helical or offset, one or both. The offset, helical, what that does is it induces spin in the arrow through your fletching. As you look down from the nock end of the arrow, you're going to see the front end of the fletching is going to very slightly sit to the right of the back end. If your fletching doesn't match the natural spin, what we've seen is the arrow will come off, it'll start its natural spin, and then as it gets down range, the fletching will take over and it'll spin back the other way. Well, that's wasted energy on the part of the arrow. We want it to keep spinning the way it wants to go. What it has to do with is the direction that your string is twisted, and therefore the serving. That dictates which way your arrow is going to spin. But there's a simple test. Don't bother looking at your string. There's a simple test to figure out which way your arrow wants to spin. We got a silver Sharpie here. And so all I'm going to do is on the very top of this arrow, I'm going to draw a silver line straight down. I'm only about, 8 feet away from the target. I'm going to have my silver line facing directly up. Since you can see that the nock and my line have turned to the left. That tells me that my arrow naturally wants to spin left. So that's important when I'm fletching. I'm going to be fletching it in a fashion to promote that left spin, and that's going to help my arrow be stable in flight. Back to you guys.
Thanks, PJ. That's a great tip. I'll tell you what, Justin, who's having some luck this year? PJ's having some luck, man.
PJ killed himself a couple good deer.
Yeah,
he came to Illinois shooting some of our deer.
Get out of here, PJ. We don't need you in the state. We got to find me and him a buck first.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Leave some for the rest of us, buddy. But congratulations to PJ and a heck of a season. Guys, of course, if you're interested in buying any gear online, also make sure you check out Lancaster Archery. They are also having some awesome Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals going on right now. Guys, so with that said, we're going to jump into trophy photos for this week's show. Mike Halterman.
Cody Murray.
Mike Roller.
Dustin Bridges.
Brittany Kopp.
And Sam Gorman. Well, Justin, I tell you what, this week was a little bit easier picking the trophy photo. I mean, I'm sorry,
what are you
guys.
trying to say?
I'm not saying anything. These are all better deer than I have even had a chance to put my hands on yet this year. But guys, Mike, come on, back of the pickup stuff. We're constantly telling people, get them out of the pickup truck. Take time, get a good photo.
Yes.
What else do we got here? Belly shots, sorry, Mike from Pennsylvania. I don't know, just something about seeing that belly. Get him up, show him off.
Yeah.
What else we got here? Who
Well,
else?
we're going with Dustin Bridges is this week's winner, Mr. Graff. So Dustin, congratulations down there in Texas. It's a fine animal you killed, great photo. Make sure you email us, info@bowhunting.com. We'll get your hat out to you. We'll actually
you got to remember to do that,
send you one of
too.
the new hats.
Because I bumped into someone that said that they won. I'm like, well, did you email us? And they didn't email us.
Where'd you bump into him at?
That was Mitch.
Mitch? Well, Mitch didn't email us.
I
Mitch,
know.
it's your
Mitch,
own fault.
it's your
You
own
guys got to
fault.
email. This is how we know you're actually watching the show.
right.
So guys, once again, thanks for sending in your photos. Make sure, if you want to see yourself right here in an episode of Bowhunt or Die, email to info@bowhunting.com, or you can post them in the Bowhunt or Die Facebook group. A lot of great conversations
People got to
going on
remember
in
to
there.
do that. People are forgetting to join into that. So,
Well, guys, that's
Facebook.
all the action we've got for this week. First firearm season is officially over here in Illinois. It's time to start taking inventory of whatever bucks may be left. We got a few more gun seasons to go, and we'll see what's left for late season. How you feeling, Mr. Graff?
man.
You getting recharged up? Recharge the batteries?
I'm going with my persistence pays. So I'm not giving in yet.
I agree.
I'm plugging myself back in. I'm getting the batteries recharged, getting the stealth cameras back out. Like you said, Justin, inventory time. I got to figure out what's moving where, get back out there. And we always tell people, don't give up.
Don't give up. It can all change in just a couple seconds. Guys, we've got some more great hunts coming up in the next few weeks for you. Had a lot of good bucks hit the dirt, so make sure you check back next week right here, Bowhunt or Die.
For more exciting action, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram and receive live updates from our team members as well as the latest happenings in the bowhunting and archery world. Be sure to share your photos, stories, and experiences as well. And don't forget to pick up your official bowhunting.com and Bowhunt or Die gear by visiting bowhunting.com/gear. We have a full selection of hats, shirts, decals, wristbands, and much more.
He's like, number one, don't poach deer.
Oh, did the neighbors kill any of your bucks?
That's good.
They killed all of ours.
You doing this? Do it.
And action.
Thanks, PJ. That was a great. Let me redo that. Sorry.
Oh, Graff. No, we're filming the show.
We're filming
what are you
the
doing?
show.